right, good evening, everybody. We are going to get into it shortly. Make sure you got your proper, you know, whatever that you choose to partake in the den. I don't know how long we're gonna rock tonight. We'll talk about a couple of things. But we'll get into it. Give me about 42 seconds to make sure I just got the last of my amenities in order. And I thank you for being here. I hope that everybody is doing okay. I hope that everybody had a wonderful day. Hope that life is treating you good and it's giving you all of the blessings that you and only you deserve. Everyone except for Roger. Aside from that, like I said, 42 seconds. And we'll be able to rock out, have us a good old conversation this evening about diversity, equity, inclusion, and other various diversity initiatives. If they're really benefiting people or if they're doing more harm than helping. We'll get right into it. Give me just a moment. Anywho, good evening, good evening, good evening. Shout out to all of you lovely people. I hope that everybody is doing well. I hope that life is treating you good. Um, so kind of like I stated yesterday, if you weren't here, if you were, shout out to you. That I'm gonna be just operating a little bit differently, right? So normally the dens used to go for about 2 hours, but what I'm gonna be doing now is I can guarantee an hour. If we reach half our goal by that time, then we'll go the full length of the den, open up the lines and all those good things. And shout out to everybody who showed love and supported yesterday with all the den donations. Greatly appreciated. Let's see who we have joining us this evening. Well, we get into a conversation. This is going to sound like I'm probably being sexist. It's probably going to sound like I'm being biased. It's probably going to sound like I'm nitpicking. But just hear me out, right? Just hear what I have to, just a little bit. You don't have to. I mean, you can do whatever you want to, but I advise you to hear what I have to say, and we'll go from there. No, man, like, the people I've seen times when I say craziness, it's crazy. Now, if God forbid, something like this would have happened to Sleepy Joe, they'd cry that it's all the MAGA. We knew all the MAGA people were dangerous, right? Allegedly, seen places that apparently the shooter was possibly a Trump supporter. At one point in time, they talk about having Trump signs in his yard, or he's smart and he's good at trying to maybe throw people off the trail. Maybe he wasn't a Trump supporter. Maybe he just posed as a Trump supporter so people wouldn't think, or have an idea of what he was up to. Crafty, maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? But like I said, let's see who we have joining us. And let's have a good old conversation this evening. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about. The lovely matriarch of the den, Miss Grace. Always good to see you. Hope you're doing well this evening. Project here, to me. if you're into that kind of thing. The lovely D the Gamma, Phi Slamma Gamma. How are you doing this evening, ma'am? Good to see you. The lovely Secretary of the Den, Miss Sarah Lou. How are you? Always good to see you. Jabari, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me see. Let me see. Do 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 do. McVice, say it twice, so it sounds real nice. How you doing this evening, sir? What's the motherfucking deal? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Do 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 do. Broderick is the well, it was the B for real. Broderick just pops in, types yo, and then goes into the closet or the restroom or whatever he chooses to do, whatever himself, with himself. So there's that, right? So of course we got to get this started off properly. This is the den, right? Not supposed to have like a little beverage in your den. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Guess I'm in the den near the fireplace in my robe, right? I guess that's how that works. And another log on the fire. Throw another log on the fire. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. That's that's out of y'all weight class. Y'all don't know nothing about that right there. Um, uh, but anyway, but anyway, good grief. So talk about diversity, and the reason that I guess we're having this conversation, and it's weird to me because I've been looking up things, and apparently, women have been a part of the Secret Service for the last 50 years. Now, I don't know how much of that is like field agent type stuff. I don't know how recently they've been given like presidential protection duty. I didn't do that much due diligence. I'm going to be honest. But I think a lot of that has come to the light now after the my notebook's over there. After the incident that took place, right? Because you saw that there were several women on Trump's detail, and things did not just go maybe as smoothly as some would have thought. Again, in a situation like that, that's highly unexpected. I'm not saying that their guards were let down. I'm not saying, anything like that, but it is quite possible. My apologies for the music. It is quite possible that questions are going to come into play. Now, I want to talk about diversity, equity, inclusion, affirmative action, all of these type of diversify your bonds, nigga, type programs, right? And I know that many people say, hey, these programs are to make sure we, give people a fair chance. An equal access to opportunity, if you will. But, I'm not talking about the Always Sunny in Philadelphia butt dance. But is it really providing equal access to opportunity if you're giving someone a little bit more leverage due to race, due to sexual orientation, gender, one of the two? Is it truly fair? All right, I had to get my note, so don't judge me, right? Is it truly fair? First name. Ah, well, that's what happens when you give females opportunities. First name. Usually, the shit hits the fan. I want, I want to talk to the ladies a little bit. Okay, whichever ladies may be in here joining us this evening, because a lot of the things that I'm going to say, they're going to come across as sexist because a man is saying them. I'm a man and I'm saying things, and automatically he's a sexist bigot, all other shit that goes along, right? Like who cares? Um, but I say a lot of the stuff I say because again, I talk to women for whatever reason. They like to speak with me frankly. My name's not Frank, but for whatever reason, I can genuinely get good conversation from women. And women, I think things that they don't say in the general public that they will be honest about, right? And I get it. Women power, black girl magic, whatever the fuck you want to call it. More power to you. Right? I understand the need for representation. I don't I understand the craving for representation. I don't understand the need for it. I understand the craving for representation. But what I don't understand is why the same people who want so much representation don't just make their own shit and then support it. But anyway, ladies, um, we do the binary system: 0 for no, 1 for yes. How many ladies in here have had a female superior at their place of employment? You know, Trump got the reject. That's funny, right? You know, and that's kind of the question I'm going to lead into. That's kind of where I'm going to lead, is because I've seen a lot of women say that they prefer to work under a man. No pun intended. Um, right. I've seen a lot of women say that they've had more issues on the job with women, and it's usually not even employment based issues, right? Or not even job related issues. Maybe some kind of personal matter, right? Some kind of attraction thing, some kind of jealousy or competitiveness for some other male gaze on the job site. Like stupid shit. Stupid shit. So I'm curious for the ladies, shout out to Beto, what's the motherfucking deal? For the ladies, I want to know. We'll do 1 for man, 0 for woman. You understand the 1 being the phallic representation. Anyway, I'm overthinking things. Who would you rather who would you rather your supervisor be? Just to keep it as clean as we can. Would you rather a male supervisor? Or would you rather a female supervisor? It's funny. I spoke with someone in education who works in education, and they talk about how one difficult it is to get quality male educators, right? And they're generally given the disciplinary positions because the kids will listen to them more likely than they will the females, which is weird. I don't know if that's just a thing. I think it's a demeanor thing more so than anything else. I just don't think the guys just want to deal with the shit. So I don't think it depends on what job and what industry. So name me a specific industry where you would rather work for a woman than you would rather work for a man, like prostitute. I mean, I don't know. Like, what in what industry would it matter? Would you rather work for a I don't know in the beauty industry, beauty supplies or something? Maybe because they would know a little bit more. I don't know. Like, what industry would you want to? What industry? No preference. I have a hard time believing that, D the Gill. Time believing no preference. Um, because again, like with a dude, if you feel uncomfortable, just go to HR on him. See, he's harassing me. You know, but with like a woman, like how do you get to play that off? Like she'd be jealous. She could be like, nitpicky. Some women are like say they just overdo it. Just my thoughts, just my inquiry. What? Good evening. How are you? It's good to see you. Well, we already know you work well with white women supervisors. You still didn't name an industry or a job specifically, or maybe specifically for you. But you did say you are a black woman. Um, Roger, I was talking to the ladies. See, this is what happens. See, when I try to get ladies a chance to have niggas just don't know how to just wait and chill in they place. Niggas, I let y'all niggas talk all the time. I let y'all have free run of the den. Right? I'm trying to give the ladies some respect and some love and an opportunity to present their thoughts without being overrun and harassed. See, Broderick, this is you're the reason that the women choose the bear. Broderick, you are the reason that the women choose the bear. I'm disappointed. Right? Very disappointed. um now we'll flip the script. We'll flip the script. Right? Let's see. No, but no, it's not a lady, but Broderick. I'm specifically picking on you. At one point in time in this forum, you held a wrench. You're supposed to be held to a higher standard. Supposed to be held to higher expectations. So, not too many meters and things going around. Now let's flip the script, fellas. We'll just do it like this: one for male, zero for woman. Fellas, do you prefer, or have you preferred, or when in your employment history, do you prefer working with a male supervisor or having a female supervisor? And why? Why do you have your particular preference? Right. You've had great bosses of both genders. Okay. What about the bad bosses that you've had, Dita Gamma? What would you say the gender and race is of the bad bosses? And we throw age in there too. You might have an old grumpy old. It could have been an old grumpy black man. Looked like Morgan Freeman. Just woke up because just angry, ornery. Because his grandkids don't love it, and his wife left him for the pool guy. And he could just be angry. He could just be a terrible boss, right? Um, who knows, right? Who knows? Chill out. What's the motherfucking deal? You had two good female supervisors. The other ones were, you know, and again, I don't want to jump into. I'm not going to go into the whole wage gap thing. I'm not going to make that a big deal this evening. I don't believe it's real. Uh, let me see. TD was the motherfucking deal. Um, yeah. Let's see. Let me see what I'm trying to make sure I'm into the thing. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's do it like this then to make it a little bit easier for everybody. This will just be a group conversation. Your worst boss. What age range, gender, and race were they for everybody? Just age range, but just 30s. You say whatever. Maybe at the time your age was different, or if they were older, younger, however you want to, classify it. But most specifically, gender and race of that boss, right? And what made them such a bad boss, right? Okay. Or would a guy look like Jesus, not the greatest guy to work with? Did he act like he was Jesus? I mean, what's the motherfucking deal? I could see that. I could see that. I could see that being a okay. That a 50-year-old white man was about to get promoted, so he didn't give a fuck. I can relate to that. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you shouldn't give a fuck. Speaking of not giving a fuck, but all the male bosses cool as hell. I can see that. You know, let me think. Me personally, worst supervisors I've ever had to deal with. Worst supervisors I've always had to deal with. For whatever reason, were and I was probably in my 20s at the time, so maybe similar age range. But skinny gay dudes, skinny gay black dudes, and I'm assuming they were extremely feminine, but I had to like punk them a couple of times, right? Like, and this is in different situations because I'm not a person that just talks a lot of shit. You know, I'm gonna try to make my point. I'm gonna do what I got to do. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. All that, but very keen on respect, right? And especially if it's like your job to do something and you're not doing it, but then you're gonna try to, you know, get vocal with me because you're not doing it. And so, like I said, raise your voice in front of people. That's cool. I'm not gonna make a scene. And I've had to pull. Sometimes I had to pull them aside to say, "Look, don't you ever fucking do that shit again? We're gonna have a real serious problem that's gonna extend past this place of employment." You know what I mean? And never had an issue with it. And when I say instant personality flip, like want to be your best buddy type shit, like, because I think people got to understand sometimes where other people are willing to go for certain shit. And I'm not saying crash out and be a crash dummy, but you got to understand. But anyway, getting back to diversity, equity, and inclusion. How many people feel, zero for no, one for yes? How many people in here feel that diversity should be a measurement for employment? Like that a workforce should be diverse. Do you believe that and it doesn't matter what we're talking about education, we're talking about in construction, we can be talking about um, engineers, we can talk about fucking underwater basket weaving, about fucking yoga instruction. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, do you believe that diversity matters? Zero for no, one for yes. You can talk about diversity. Well, my friend, look who it is. The original pistachio thief. What we thought was a sweet berry. It was really a sour berry. Stick him up, nigga. Um, good to see you this evening, man. Um, so like I'm saying, like, so why do you think there's such a big push for diversity? Right? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie too much. And if statistics show that, and I'm not going to sit here and say that men are better than women at everything, that there are categories, there are things, there are activities in which women do excel, right? And so I don't understand why we try to force the square peg into the round hole, right? Um, and let's be honest, where is the I don't see the diversity on the back of the trucks, on the back of the fucking trash trucks. I don't see them on the fucking the furniture delivery trucks. generally Hispanic men doing a lot of that. We see a nigga up there every now and then. I don't see a lot of white guys doing it. But where is the diversity? Where's the equity? Where's the inclusion in jobs like this? Why aren't people fighting for that? Like nobody's fighting for employment opportunities at the landfill, right? Everybody wants to be at the jobs in the AC. And it's generally a general type. Well, generally a general. It's generally a specific type of person who is clamoring for these jobs. So, man, to make others comfortable with representation, man. Look, I'm comfortable with quality. Like, so here's the thing, and y'all can again, y'all say call it Uncle Ruckus, y'all call it Coon, you can call it whatever you want to. Like, I don't want to say I hate, but like I tend to avoid black-owned restaurants that promote that they're actively black-owned. There's a black-owned restaurant um, here in the greater Houston area. I've told y'all about a lot of places I fuck with. This is the one place I won't tell none of y'all. And I actually got mad because I found out somebody else I knew somehow stumbled upon it. I don't know if they saw a picture I liked or something. But anyway, I was mad that they just like when I say this might be low key, one of the live is just just next level food places in the city. And it's not caught up. And like the reason why I don't even want to tell niggas about it is because I don't want it to turn into one of them places that niggas go because that's wherever all the niggas go. Like it just gets ruined. Um, dope ass spot, right? I would say, well, I guess younger black guy owns, right? All pretty much the rest of the staff is white. Like every time I've gone, I don't think I've even seen, other than the chef. I don't think I've seen any black employees, which is great because I've always had great service there. The food has always been excellent. The employees are knowledgeable, friendly, helpful. Like I don't want to go to a black owned place because one, they automatically expect that because you're black. You got to support them. Or that they should get some kind of pass for being black. Like to me, it almost says that hey, I can give you lower quality goods and services, but you should still support me because this is the dice I rolled in the cosmic lottery, and ended up being born black. Like I'm not with it, right? But there's a lot of people who believe that it's okay because of quote unquote historical things that have happened. Um, that people should be given the same access with a lower barrier of entry. Now, I don't believe that whatever happened to people in the past, whatever obstacles, tragedies, it's another word I was going to throw in there, but things that took place, very unfortunate, extremely unfortunate. But there's no fair playing field for anybody, any group, anything. And my thing is, what if you get that person who was allowed that lower barrier of entry because of the DEI, or we have to fill this quota. So you get somebody, you get Marshall over here, who's top notch student, grade A, 4.0, was like a Boy Scout, was in all ROTC, was on all the clubs. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. Grandpa's a legacy. You know what I mean? Just one of these. It's just in the bloodline. And then you got this nigga, Aquarius. Yeah, just where he came from. I'm not saying Jim Aquarius didn't work relatively hard. Maybe he's 2.9, 3.1. You know, doesn't take it as serious. Maybe didn't have some of the same opportunities. I don't even really give a fuck. Jim Aquarius might like to get off work and go party in the club. He be fucking with the hood rats and shit because he's black. But then he goes to a professional job during the week. You know what I mean? But he gets to like the nod because we got to fill this spot, and he matches up a couple of qualifications. Now, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a black woman because then you get to check off two. You get to check off woman and you get to check off like black. Don't let the broad be mixed. And you get your vice president. But all I'm saying is, I think on the end user suffers from the DEI situation. So say like the thing that took place the other day. Now, one, I think a lot of people watch too many movies. You know, you train for certain shit, you expect certain outcomes, but when things just happen in real time and it's happening, there's a lot of people going to freeze up. A lot of people are going to react, right? I mean, it's just it is what it is. But you're thinking, hey, Secret Service, one, I feel like there should be a height requirement. Like you should be taller than the average American. I'm really feeling like 6 foot should be a bare minimum to be in the Secret Service. And I'm not saying there's not like some 5'7" dude with a black belt and Muay Thai and the keto or some shit, and he just he can fuck some people over. He knows body weight distribution, all that shit. Judo, all that good shit. But unless he's gonna jump up and kick the bullet or some shit, I just feel a little safer if all your guards are at least 6 foot. Really, honestly, should be way bigger than that. Like, I mean, like you should be bred to be in the Secret Service. Like, it should just be a training home for like little fucking Ivan Dragos or something like that. And this is your life. Like, you don't really got to be smart. You just got to be able to react. You got to be super athletic and be willing to throw yourself in the face of day. We've been training for you for your whole life, right? Like that type of shit. You shouldn't even be able to like. If you've ever had like high fructose corn syrup in your system, you should never be allowed to be Secret Service. Like that's how strict this shit should be. Like we need to really tighten up on what's going on around because we're just letting anybody do everything. But here we are, right? All right. So you have five black kid, no worked out, two Asian best work. I get man. Look, I told you I posted that shit the other day on the thing that I believe that the Asians are the hardest working, smartest demographic in the United States of America, except when they get behind the steering wheel. It's in your culture, man. It's in your bloodline. A nigga, now you hired a come on, man. You don't even have to have ever hired a nigga, but you hire a black person. All the niggas in here know exactly what I'm finna say. Nigga, first thing a nigga gonna do if you hire a nigga gonna tell you what they not finna do. What these are the job qualifications. These are job requirements or expectations. They gonna tell you what they not finna do for the pay rate that they accepted. That's not good enough for them, right? Like, like that's basically what it is. It's a sad state of affairs, but here we are. uh, excuse me, Big BA from the Big BM. Good to see you. What's the motherfucking deal? Pardon me. Make sure I might have dropped a couple of frames there. Always good to see you, man. Look, all I'm saying is that we gotta up the standards for shit. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Like, overweight cops are a fucking danger to society. Like, I believe there has to be a standard. Like, it can't be like, all right, cool, you got out of the academy and now you're just existing. Like, cause I get it. I get it. Right? You're adjusting, you maybe trying to kind of figure it out. I get put on a couple of pounds. I understand putting on a couple of pounds. But I remember being in elementary. I remember her name, right? And both of her parents were in law enforcement. And I remember like when they first got in, I want to say it was either like the end of third grade, early fourth grade. I remember seeing them motherfuckers by fifth grade play day. And like I was disgusted. I was just like, what happened? Like, Did you get in the game for the food? Like, there's no there you've had more free meals than criminals you call. There's no fucking way, right? Like, I mean, both of them just got real chunky, right? Chunky cops, sponsored by Chunky Soup. I don't know where I'm going with that, but anyway, yeah, it was, you know what I mean? It here's the funny thing. How do you know? They're very interesting. Um, but yeah, man. So it was a it was crazy. Like I just thought about that because then I found out, like they get free meals, all that stuff. I think some cops take too much advantage of the free meals. Right? Like it should be like it should be a punch card. Like how many people did you arrest today? Three? All right, and then you can get you a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to pull off like three a day. Just be like it's gonna have to be one per free meal at least. Like get some of the hoodlums off the streets, right? Get some of the miscreants off the streets, right? And then you get a free meal. You don't just like it shouldn't just be like free meal deal, you know, just because. Like we gotta up the standards on everybody, right? And then it should be like a calorie restriction on the meal. Oh man. Oh, I mean, I'm telling you, I wish. It's it was crazy because I remember like saying I was hey I was a young man. I was like, hey, her mom was kind of not bad looking. You know what I mean? Hey, again, it is what it is. And but I just remember both of her parents being cops, and I remember them pulling up because they pulled up fifth grade play. They in the fucking squad car together. And I was like, those aren't your parents. They can't be. There's no way that cannot be the same two people. That you know. I don't know if they went how they process through the academy together or whatever. But it just couldn't be. It was astounding. Huge change. Very, very big change. But anyway. But again, so getting back to it, like I'm saying, but hiring people just for the sake of hiring people just because the person exists or they got lucky. I'm not a person who likes to promote like, benefits because of something that was completely out of my control. Do I leverage it into my favor? Absolutely. You would be a fool not to. And I'm not mad. And here's the thing though. All the shit I'm saying is I'm not even mad at the people who benefit from the DEI though, right? I'm not mad at the people but here's my thing. Here's the question. Here's the question of the evening for those who are still with us, right? Here is the question of the evening. Because you talk about things like affirmative action and you talk about things like the DEI initiatives and stuff like that. Who do you think benefits? Let's get specific here, right? Let's get specific. Who do you think benefits most from these types of programs? Right? Like what group in particular has benefited the most from these types of programs? Eastside, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you. Because I gotta start doing that too. I gotta remember. I'm gonna start do a show. I got a thing for kick on there tomorrow. All right. Yeah, I gotta start diversifying my bonds, nigga. Excuse me. Pardon me. Hey, you got all kind of belches and burps. But every time I go to the liquor store, I think of East Side here, right? And I always think about bringing the cheap shit out for your people. You bring the good shit out when they go home. Oh man. Oh man. You know who I believe has benefit? Like I don't, and here's my deal. I don't have specific numbers, right? I don't have specific numbers, and I don't pay attention to every story and everything. But this is just personal opinion, right? And again, maybe there are numbers. I guarantee there's numbers. There's fucking studies for everything. So I'm sure if I look for it, I'll find the numbers. But I believe white women have benefited the most right? Because think of all the situations where we start complaining about something, right? It tends to be who was it, the Disney? And correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because I'm gonna be honest, I lump it. If it's not black, it's just white. Like you got to look really like heavily Hispanic for me to buy into it. Konnichiwa. Oh, I see a dim donation in my future. Shout out to the lovely Miss Sarah. Yeah, it's. I think I got to adjust the crop on it. Well, actually, it's a bunch of shit going on. Bunch of stuff. Here's what I do, and I could automate all this. I could make it. I could do much better. I could do better. I just got to do better. But shout out to the lovely uh Miss Sarah Lou. So Eastside gonna match my donation in 3, 2, 1. Hold on, wait a sec. See, it's fucking. What's it? Center of the nose. Like a ginger fucking it up. Well, there's got a little bit more balance. No, get myself. Oh, should I missed the damn thing? I'm over to get myself all dizzy and shit. Um, let me bring it back. Oh man, you know we need some good old Dan karaoke. But I think we're gonna have to save it for like the Discord because YouTube likes to hate on everything. They was hating on the world stream. Um, oh, that would not be good. Um, yeah. So while I'm dilly dallying, I'm bringing this back. Now I know how to do it after trying to find Dan's from yesterday. I know I figured out how to do it now. All right. Lickety blow.
East Side is going to match my donation in 3, 2, 1.
It's all like all the mirrored everything. I'm all over the place. Anyway, but I say this though because you think about it, right? A lot of the big events, a lot of the the crazy stuff you see when people complain about, like who's the chick that fucked up all the Disney stuff? Is she still there? You know, look at the chick right now who's running the Secret Service. A lot of people upset with her. Um, you're not gonna lie. Biden definitely put a few DEI positions in. He got us a DEI judge, got us a DEI vice president. Who else? He threw somebody else. He threw one of them other DEIs in there. Fucking DEI cabinet. Um, but yeah, so it's just it's a wild situation, man. It's a very wild situation. Um, we're getting old. We're definitely getting old. But again, so I do believe that white women have, and I won't say maybe not overall numbers, right? Because I believe a lot of black women who are in their corporate positions and this, that, and the third. And I mean, you see it. Things specifically catered to black women all the time on television. Like I think overall, maybe in mass, they have, but I think white women have like had the biggest obtained the biggest positions out of it. You've seen a lot more white female CEOs than you've seen, you know, some of these other motherfuckers say. And it is what it is. Oh, the lady guys, the LGs. It again. I've said this. I don't know how many times. I've said this I don't know how many times in my life. Probably only did multiple times. That I just don't understand. Like, if you were to tell me at the age of 18, if you were to tell 18-year-old Huncho, hey, before you turn 40, first I'd have been like, 40, you're funny. But two, um, two, it would be like it would just be like you said that it would be the way that it is right now. I mean, just gave me a brief synopsis, right? And maybe 5 minutes of explanation of how life would be, you know, almost 20 years after you graduate. I would say that you're smoking crack cocaine. There's no way that the world would be or America would be as accepting of things that we would be embracing the things that we're embracing. Like it just no way, right? There's no way, and agree, and that's my point too. That's my point too, Mr. Grace. Like, do you feel again? Like I said, I'm not mad at a person who's taking it. Like, if you're telling me that I could work, this job making $20 an hour, or I can leverage some lucky traits that I was just so happen to have for this position that they want. I have just enough qualifications, and I'm making, two, maybe three times or significantly more than what I was making. I'm not faulting them. I'm not faulting them at all. I even believe that most jobs can be learned through training and experience. Like, I don't believe most jobs require, you know, the level of education that they try to expect out of people. But I get it. You have to weed people out. It's necessary. Obtaining degrees shows dedication and persistence, things like that. And then maybe hopefully that it provides you some level of comprehension, right? Like some level of understanding as well. You would like to think that you would really want to. I don't believe any of that's really true, but you would like to think that. So I get it. You got to weed people out, but yeah, it's a wild deal. It's a wild deal. People don't give a fuck. I mean, shit. If it's going to improve their life and it's not illegal, I'm not mad at them. Just until they, fuck up in a major way. I mean, you just got to be ready for that. But I think there's a lot of people in a lot of positions across the country who are not qualified for the roles that they're in, right? Or maybe when they first got into those roles, they weren't qualified, but but they, but they, maybe they got it over time. Man, the Trump rap memes have been going like at this point. I don't see how he loses. Right. I feel like at this point, they're gonna come up with a couple of more off the wall fucking stories, a couple more off the wall little lies about it. But at this point, I don't see how he look like the jail thing was one thing, you know. Like, I mean, Trump is what every rapper aspires to be a boss running some shit. He's done that on the financial aspect of it. Whether you think he's qualified or not, he's managed and handled assets up to upwards of billions of dollars, right? Excuse me. He became boss of the free world. He became president. Um, he fucking what got shot at, survived, and got hit, survived. You know what I'm saying? And he threw his hood up after that. Nigga he got shot at. talked straight and fucking threw his hood up, or you want to call it whatever. America. This nigga did all the shit rappers claim to, all the shit niggas love rappers for, right? Like this nigga used to punk fucking he used to punk motherfuckers and just to crack like I don't think people just understand. And again, this is not like a Trump idolization thing. I just think that the reason I find it so interesting is because of all the hate he gets. And the more and more hate he gets and the more and more people despise him, I find it more and more interesting the way that he finds a way just to pull through whatever he's got going on. You know what I'm saying? The way he finds a way to to turn a bad moment to turn a bad moment into a damn near epic moment, right? I find that extremely fucking interesting. Like all the stuff that was supposed to break him, all the stuff that was supposed to keep him from being able to, it seems unreal. And like I said, he's
Trump is
only getting
officially a
more and
black
more popular.
Mexican.
Shout out to the lovely Miss Sarah Lou. Appreciate the damn donation. Say Trump is officially a black. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. Like you got rappers and shit all coming out now. Motherfuckers ain't afraid. Somebody. Oh, I didn't watch the RNC. I did not watch it. I haven't watched any of it today, and I missed it. So one, my apologies for not being on top of that because I'm pretty sure there's some interesting things going on with that. But I've seen multiple people say, um, what's that thing I saw Miss Grace say it or post something like that, or I saw somebody else I know post something like it, or basically saying that he's wearing a maxi pad on his ear. So I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm gonna have to see what's going on. Like I said, I haven't been paying attention. So has the VP pick been announced yet, or is that like not today? Am I putting the cart before the horse? Yeah, 50 man, and oh my goodness. I couldn't imagine what a session between 50 Cent and Trump would be like. Right? Just to be a fly on the wall. Because you got two of the most non fucks givingest, shit talkingest, like presidentially petty ass motherfuckers. Like, I mean, I can only imagine. JD Vance? Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, it talked. Did it talk last time? When it just came up right now? Because I've been trying to see if when it is and when it ain't talking. I'm not sure uh, which one it is. I'm not sure if it's on the Streamlabs that it talks. If it's on the Super, like I'm not. I have no idea. I don't have my headset on, so I'm not. I'm not sure which way to make it play. I'll just make the settings. Um, interesting. Interesting. I'm not familiar with man, so I'm gonna have to look that up and see what's going on. Make sure I jot that down in my handy dandy notebook. So, let me just. So now, but yeah, getting back to it's gonna be a situation where I don't know. I think this is going to be the craziest election of all time. At this point, I feel like it almost kind of is because you got one man who gives speeches kind of like a drunken sailor. I think I can't say too much myself this evening. Um, and then you got the other guy surviving an assassination attempt. And I mean, just like I said, photo op of the like. You can't say that fucking that fucking especially the little angle they got, like tilted up with the flag. But you can't say that wasn't a. I mean, it is what the fuck it is, right? It is what it was a great. Boy, that's a epic moment. Like it has to go in the fucking history books, right? But again, you would think so. We do live in a culture now who literally try to erase him from the internet. Like, and again, this is not like I say. I'm not MAGA. I'm not crazy about it, but I find it very entertaining. But at the same time, you got to think like, how does this impact the people? Like all the people who swore up and down that Trump's very existence was violence to them. People who thought they had him scrubbed from the internet and were part of all that. For him only to come back and be on the brink of reclaiming the presidency again. Like, that is crazy. Oh no. No, it's not. I don't think MAGA on that crazy. See, that's the thing though. That the MAGAs embrace everybody, right? They're not a hate cult like those liberals. And good evening, Miss Tisha. Good to see you. Man, it was. Oh, I didn't even know that. Didn't even. As I said, the name's familiar. I have to. Let me look it up for a second. Let me pull this up, and I'll definitely be able to follow up with it. I know that name. That's funny. Hmm, interesting. That motherfucker's like slightly older than me. What am I doing with my life? This motherfucker's 39 for to be a fucking vice president. I gotta step it up. Okay, I'm gonna check this out though. Because I have I must check out the JD Vance before I advance to my next stance. Did was it talking? Today I you're reclaiming y'all bringing Amber back into the fold. She's back into the family. Oh, there goes Delta, the only man on the golf course. Oh my goodness, that's funny. That's funny. Shout out to the lovely Miss K Garcia, K Garcia from Cape Verde. Reclaiming Amber Rose. Man, look,
Today I
that's
reclaim my part Cape Verdean amber.
does the sound play? I don't know. I'm not sure. Did it play? I'm not. Beyond a funny nigga, what's the motherfucking deal? So here's the deal. Um, we have definitely gotten pathway. I don't know why it doesn't count towards the goal on the thing on here. I think it's only on the fucking Streamlabs thing that counts it. But I gotta figure out how to make it count the super chats too. We'll figure it out. Look, you know, I just there's just some things I just can't do. Right? Where what does Jesse Lee Peterson feel? And that's what I need. Because not that long ago she was the leader of the slut walk, and now I mean I don't know what's I don't know what's going on in the world right now. Like, I'm really thinking about what's just what the fuck is really going on in the world right now. Like we have reached Amber Rose is a DEI MAGA. Like what the fuck is going on right now? What's a rapper and a what is? I'm gonna use two rappers if you think she's a model. Um, good. grief. Good grief. Shout out to First Name. Appreciate the dead donation. Thumbs up to you too. Where's the last name?
Thumbs up.
Right. Hmm. Like first name must be light skinned. I'm saying only light skins get away with using the yellow emoji. It's either that or she's old. But I appreciate the love either way. Right. And being old is not an insult, right? Being old is a gift. Being old is a something you should embrace. But I'm just saying that because old people don't change the emojis, right? And light skinned people they try to get away with it. Y'all saw the thing I showed y'all, right? That black women, well, I tell y'all two people, it's the black women and the trying to claim the Simpsons now, right? Trying to claim, let me see if I can pull it up out of the thing. Trying to claim that because of this woman's hairstyles, that the Simpsons, this proves it, the Simpsons are black. Not the fucking fact that they actually have black characters on the Simpsons, right? Not that being an actual thing, right? oh, oh, oh my god.
FJB.
Oh, did the alert play? Okay, there it is. I think I saw a little thing. FJB. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. It's crazy, right? Like the things that were, even at this ripe old age, um, I try to I want to believe that fairness and civility like can exist, can be a thing, can just can just and shout out to lovely Miss K Grace. I appreciate the donation. Could be a thing like I don't know why. Again, I'm delusional. Obviously, obviously, I'm delusional. Because you just you want to believe that there's fair play, but we know it's not. Um, we watch the sporting events. You see all the tomfoolery that goes on. You know that there's bias and people are treated differently. Damn, where's that thing? At? I'm not posted. Oh, here it is. Yeah. But for whatever reason, I still hope. I still try to believe. If you believe, you can achieve. Uh, but I know it's not. I know it's a delusion, right? I know it's an unreasonable belief. But for whatever reason, I still try to. What is the voice that's being played? I need to hear this. I don't even know. I don't even know what voice it is.
Trump can get it. Lol.
I ain't even got the damn thing. Yeah, appreciate the dear donation, the lovely Miss K Grace. Um, that's funny. Um, but here, yeah. This right, and I'm gonna hold up the line shortly. Why is this a thing? This is why DEI exists because you got people who want to be so badly accepted by others into for just the most nonsensical reason that they'll take anything. They'll take the handouts, they'll take the scraps just to be included, just to say that they're there, just to, claim they have particular titles. Um, what's the Sanka Coffee, you know, part of the Jamaican bobsled team. What part of Jamaica? The part near the beach. Um, and then the logic by a person. See, people, like if you ain't got your natural hair showing you, you shouldn't be allowed to comment on natural hair. I'm starting to make laws and statements. I'm tired of this nonsense. Talking about Homer's a white man with the strands, and Marge is a black woman, and they had mixed race kids. Not that Homer was yellow and Marge was yellow when they fucking met. Like, just tell me you've never watched. Like, say you've never seen The Simpsons without saying you've never seen The Simpsons. Like, this person not know that there are actual black characters on The Simpsons. It's very frustrating about this. This is the um yeah, boy, neat, awesome, cool hairstyles. I love it. I think it's super nifty. But to take this and then start going all weird with the Simpsons over, like this is the shit, and then not the likes and shit that this shit got. So it just lets you know that there are a lot of other nincompoops who agree with this fucking nonsense. But yeah, right. What about the Clevelands? The Clevelands are fucking black. But here we are. Oh yeah. Oh, niggas made every. We don't even like our own fucking cartoons and shit. Like niggas take everything and then turn that shit ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like you said with the Barts. Who was what's the most the hood SpongeBob's now? Uh, what else? Everything. Um, yeah, like what else you had? Like you said, Tasmanian Devil, all them. We like the whole little Looney Tunes roster. Um, who else did you used to have? It was some other. It was all kind of shit. You seen Hood Hey Arnold's? Niggas didn't put the yeah. It's been all kind of nonsense. I mean, shit. If you can damn near think about it, they didn't got you with the Hood Dragon Ball Z. I mean, like pretty much everything. I've seen the Hood King of the Hills. Get on back there, Mike. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's just. But again, if we made some shit, we wouldn't support it. Like, I got a question: how many people in here? I want y'all to put two numbers. Okay. Here's the next poll. Um, it'll go again 0 for no, 1 for yes. So two questions. So you're gonna have two numbers. Do you have a Netflix account? And two, have you watched the Good Times cartoon? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what? No, no, you take anything from like imagine. See, we need a brave white soul to just start taking fucking black cartoons and whitening them up. Like, well, what if the goddamn shit? I can't think of that. It's a black cartoon. That's a tough question. What if let's say you got fucking Family Guy, so it can't be like Cleveland. What if the PJs? What if they were white? You know, what are you gonna do? You gonna turn them to like A rich Siditi family. Why would they want it? Like why? Why? Oh, now my mind's going on this whole. Y'all open up a can of worms, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed. I'm gonna write this down. I'll have to come back to this after the stream because now it's just it's zero for no, zero for no, and one for yes. So yeah, 0-0. Okay. Oh, terrible, terrible. You built like SpongeBob. There's not much remedy for that. There's not much remedy for that. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Open up the line here. We're gonna have a conversation, and I'm gonna make sure I can put the right sound on here. I don't know what I've done. And I agree. Shout out to first name. But yeah, and that's where we are. Like, right? Everything that we do, everything that we why
The desperation to belong is getting out of hand that even the cartoons have to be black.
why is it that Bad Album written by Will Ferrell? But that's what I'm saying. The Good Times thing was written by Seth MacFarlane. He's part of the writer, like Steph Curry and Seth MacFarlane. Steph Curry ain't grew up in a project never near in his life. Probably never even watched Good Times. Son, we're not watching that nigger shit. We're rich niggers. Good Times, moving on up. Not as long as I hit these jump shots. You know, that motherfucker ain't never go through no hard times. And he's just like Seth MacFarlane, the guy that did Family Guy. Okay, it's gonna be fun. And it's like I can't even bring myself to watch it. I cannot even entice myself out of hate watching to just sit here to want to rant on it, to watch it because I'm disgusted. Like, I wasn't even a big fan of Good Times in the first. So don't let me even try to fool you. But like, oh, I think that I think that when it comes to characters on television, Florida Evans was one of the worst people that ever existed. Right? Florida Evans is the reason, you know, it's a lot of fucked up moms out there today thinking they doing good for their kids, fucking them up. Florida Evans was a hater and a dream killer, and she was a project baby, right? Because she did not want to leave the projects. So, but Good Times. So I'm not gonna sit and act like I was just a super big fan of Good Times. Um, but what they've done now is just it's deplorable. It's despicable. It's there's Professor Trill. Bad bot. What's the motherfucking deal? Uh Son of a gun. Um I like fucking corny jokes, bro. I can't help like corny jokes are oh man. That's funny. That's funny. Lufa Bob. Um so Broderick, what good times are you talking about? Are you talking about good times the cartoon or are you talking about good times the show? Right? So let's clarify that first. Right? Let's it was hard to leave when the elevator didn't work. Well, this is true. This is true. Why? I don't. I don't want to. I mean, I've ventured way off topic anyway, but I was going into a rant as to why do black folks love struggle entertainment, right? Like we love trauma entertainment. Like why? Why? Well, not even we, because I hate that shit. I don't watch slave movies. I don't watch impoverished movies. Try to try the niggas having to sell drugs to get up out the ghetto. God damn it! Like my niggas need to win some more spelling bees or something. I'm tired of niggas dancing to get out the ghetto. I don't watch that. I can't watch shit like that. I'm tired of fucking Tyler Perry themed, same old plot movies. Like I would rather watch the entire library of black acted, directed Tubi movies than ever watch a Tyler Perry. Right? Like because if you know the premise of one, you know the premise of all of them, right? And so here we are. But anyway, we love trauma. I mean, and I guess jokingly, the fucking every movie, every black movie in Tubi is like a trauma drug, whatever movie. But yet, what are you talking about? See, again, the show. Okay, man, look, you have a joke. um, one, I don't understand the hate. Trill is just you wouldn't know style if you ran over it in the middle of the highway. You know what I mean? That's just that. But anyway, let's open up the line. Take a couple of calls. Talk to anybody but Broderick at this point. I mean, who wants to talk to that guy? Let me actually open up the line. Let me get the fucking the stuff. The right things going. I know I was tripping or something. Madre soltera. Yeah, I don't know. I have Tubi movies do tend to have a lot of gratuitous sex. Uh, like I've seen some Tubi movies have sex where just sex is just unnecessary. Like you had the option to put it there, but it was like you also had the option the last scene and you chose that, and so you could just like not do it. And it it's, it's today. Say Monday, Tuesday, what's that? I lost track already. Today's Monday. Tomorrow, tomorrow I think we need to bring back the Tubi Tuesday. I think we need to bring back the Tubi Tuesday. Broderick, we're not watching Big Jai anything. Okay. You say New York Kenny Ken call in. Shout out to the lovely Miss Sarah for the den donation. My boy Ken in here? Where he at? Ah, Ken ain't here. Is it? I'm not sure. But here's the thing though. Here's the thing about Tubi, right? So listen, I there's a couple of things in my life I can admit to being very anti, and then once I actually entertain it, hey, maybe it's not so bad. Three things off the bat I can think of right now. Future. Used to hate fucking Future
Hey New
Music. It's the
York,
worst shit
Kenny Ken,
ever. I don't
happy
want nothing to
person,
do with it.
female sign heart call in.
I'm actually like playing. I just see it on the little dilly dally. Um, used to hate Future Music. Now, I gotta embrace the toxic masculinity. Uh number two, number two, um, TikTok. Fuck that TikTok shit. It's stupid. It's dumb. TikTok has it figured out. No, don't get caught in the algorithm. That's all I'll say with that. But number three, fucking Tubi movies, right? Or not Tubi movies, but Tubi just the network. But here's the thing, because you have a lot of these services going to a pay still with ads model. So it's like Tubi is getting a lot of the latest movies, has a wide selection of movies. Of course, now they're only there for a limited time, but you're not paying for it, right? You know, what are you going to watch the same movie over 1,000 times anyway? And you're still getting ads. So like, I feel like if you're going neck and neck with a service that, hey, I have to pay to watch this movie and still get ads versus I'm going to get some ads anyway. I think Tubi's kind of ahead of the game on that, right? And they got a lot of shit that you wouldn't think would be on Tubi, right? I mean, shit. I grew up on TV with ads. I mean, shit. Like, it's like the premise of cable. Like, cable, you shouldn't fucking have to. There shouldn't be ads on cable. Okay? But let me get out of my rant. Let's get ready to open up the line. We're talking about DEI hires, diversity, equity, inclusion. DEI truck drivers like Professor Trill. Should they be allowed a lower barrier of entry just to say we have more black truck drivers? Um, yeah. Oh, let me fucking for y'all call in. Hold on. Don't call. This way. Who's it good? Make sure the proper settings here. Okay. So, yeah. Moment. Alrighty. So, should people be hired for the sake of diversity? Is diversity really that beneficial to society, to representation, and things of that nature, that it's worth the risk, right? When we're hiring people who are in positions who may have power or control over people's lives, and we're only hiring them over someone else because not because of their qualifications, but because of their background, skin tone, sexual orientation, or things of the such. You know, you try not to mess this up. You I would advise you not to mess it up, but well, you know, if you would or would not. Um, it's all in the past now. No, they do have some I don't know what you call them, like AAA quality, like some counterfeit shit. Um, they have like Hollywood blockbusters. They have they have name brand movies. They have I mean they got shit. I mean it doesn't stay, they're only there for like a temporary time. But they have, they have the meats. Arby's. I think Arby's beef with Burger King. Like, did I might have partially hear that on a recent Arby's commercial, like the king of burgers or some shit they said. Oh, it's not true if they did say that. Maybe I was high, maybe I was tripping. But I felt like I might have heard that on the Arby's commercial. Um excuse me. So this is this is how we do it. But yeah, Arby's. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't go out of my way to go to Arby's. Does have. I'm not gonna lie. Arby's may have. the best cookies in the fast food game. They got like these turtle motherfuckers, right? Like, and they're they're tremendously tasty cookies. I mean, they're just so they're so good. I mean, just I'm talking myself in the one right. I don't even know where an Arby's is. Like, I couldn't even tell you where the nearest Arby's location is to me. Right, I can tell you the last time I passed by an Arby's, but um, yeah, but they have like cookie happy hour, and I want to say it's like maybe between like 2 and 5 or some shit like that. Um, Video's not sponsored by Arby's. I think Arby's ever want to sponsor a video like this, but anyway, and these cookies are so fucking good. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I had them, right? Because I had like a slight addiction. They were good. Like, they weren't good enough that I was going to pay the regular cookie price for them, because that's a fucking lot for a cookie. But they were more than good enough for me to pay the cookie happy hour price, right? For multiple cookies. And they would always come out fucking hot. And they were decent sized cookies. They would be fucking fresh. Like, fucking, I'm pretty sure they just put them in a microwave. Like, the cookies were pre made. Like, I don't think that they would just whip up the batter and put all the ingredients. Like, I know they didn't do that. But these cookies were the shit, right? And so, yeah, they like, man, look. But here's yeah, but they like, yeah, but here's the thing. We all know Tubi does have the most. It's of course going to be a bunch of off the wall unknown shit. Like, but here's the thing. Now I'm fucking around and end up watching the Tubi movie, fall asleep on. And be like, they're all going to be the same thing. This is what makes me sad, right? Diversity. Is diversity important? How important is it for a person to share? Shit. Yes. Yes, it does. It absolutely. And now that you think of now that I think about it, it absolutely does sound like some form of major prostitution. So, well, there. Oh, that's fucking funny. That's fucking funny. Yeah. Well, I've been cookie happy hour free for about 2 years now. I don't think it's been that long, but yeah, man, it might fucking might.
Cookie happy hour sounds like prostitution. See no evil open mouth smile tears of joy tears of joy tears of joy.
Oh, terrible. um. Oh yeah, come on, man. Think about it. Like, if her nickname is Cookie, yeah, I know exactly where y'all are thinking immediately. But if her nickname is Cookie, she has to be some type of freak, right? Oh, oh, my bad, y'all. My bad. I fucked up. I had the wrong thing on the deadline. Okay. My apologies. So, to whom just call? Please, so I was looking at it, I was looking like something's not. It is. I had it under the wrong account, so it wasn't what it's supposed to do. Let me set the audio settings real quick. Players inevitably fuck up, okay? And so major players gonna have some major fuck ups. That's just how that goes. Okay, my apologies. My apologies. I'm looking. I'm like, because I have it where it rings on my cell phone, so that way I don't miss the calls. When I'm looking off for doing whatever else. And I'm looking at it ringing, but I can't. Well, I guess I could answer from there, but I answered from the computer. Get a lot of random calls. So it's not but yeah, if her name was Cookie, is Cookie, and like I said, I know where y'all may be thinking of that, or what y'all may be pondering about. Um, was she not a freak? Like it's some like how 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 do you get the nickname Cookie unless you're giving up a piece? What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hey, it's first name.
Hello, first name. How are you doing this evening?
Hey, doing pretty good. To answer your question, I just think that it was probably meant to be used for, hirees maybe about 40 years ago. But I feel like today I really it's necessary. I really don't. Um, I think the origins of it started with with black people getting more job
That
opportunities.
shirt
But
looks like
I
the
mean, at
wrapper
this
of a
point,
tofu cold cut sandwich at a
we're all
high-end
pretty
vegan deli.
segregated, and and if you're just not qualified, you're just not qualified. And I think there's more people who are not who who are not like the typical uh stereotypical white male these days that can have a position without different little programs to help them out. So I feel like I just don't feel like it's necessary these days.
I can agree with that. So I asked a question earlier about supervisor roles. Um,
Mhm.
your worst supervisor. What was their race and gender?
Well, my first one happened to be black and male. So, he was able to get supervisor position. And then he didn't, I don't believe he was a DEI hire. But he was still pretty bad though.
What made him bad?
Just disorganized. Um, disorganized. He was the sexual harassment just completely off through the roof. So it didn't make for a good leader.
No,
Now, I've always felt like, yeah, I felt like, okay, as a black woman, I've worked under white women before, and they've always seemed pretty fair. Um, they get the job done. I didn't see any blatant favoritism or blatantly just outrageous sexual harassment going on in the workplace when they're in charge. So, you know,
So
that's
if you
just
had
been
your
my experience, though.
so if you had your choice, you would prefer to work under a white woman.
Right. Yeah, I think I would.
Nothing wrong with that. Okay.
Yeah, especially one that's like older, maybe um late 40s. Yeah, so she's a little bit more mature. The younger ones, I had a supervisor. She wasn't necessarily a manager, but she was a supervisor, and she was young and a white woman, and I just had a hard time keeping up with the pronouns, and she was
Did she
extremely
drive a
serious about
Subaru?
that, and I maybe so,
Yeah.
maybe so, but it was just like I didn't understand it, and I'm a millennial, so she was like younger than I was. So she was had been in her early 20s or so, fresh out of college, and everybody's going around the table and uh introduces themselves as a he or she, and I'm thinking to myself like, I have eyes. I know what you are. Like, why do we have to say all of this? It's kind of silly, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I'm
that
glad she
game is a
wasn't a
dangerous game.
hiring. Hmm?
So yeah, that game is a dangerous game. You know, it's just
Right.
yeah, I try to stay out of as best I can.
But as far as black people, I think most black people today are trying to get their own thing started anyhow. So they're not really even trying to be on the job.
Mm. Do you think that
Everybody's trying to get their own, their own little. Hmm?
do you think that's good for? Because I think there's a lot of black people who try to start businesses, maybe without getting an
Mhm.
understanding of how business works efficiently, um,
Mhm.
and maybe a few etiquette classes, customer service classes, something like that. But
Oh yeah.
but do you think that it's good for people to jump out on their own, or do you think that maybe people should try to get some experience under somebody else before just try to jump out and do their own thing?
I mean, we have the experience, and if it's your product, you know how to pitch your product, you know how to do your thing. But I would say the biggest thing with Black Americans is focusing on the capital. You know, putting the money back into your business, or maybe saving up more money before you start the business. Try to secure some money before you even open the door. Maybe that, so that you can teach people training. You know, you have money to be competitive. I think that's our biggest problem
I
as
can
far as
imagine.
entrepreneurs.
I can
Yeah,
imagine.
you need more yeah, you need more money to make sure it runs right. Say you have a bad day, you close the doors, and now we don't know which day you open. You know, you have to have money to keep the door open even on bad days. So
It's fun. Okay. Any other thoughts that you may have about, DEI, diversity? Are there roles that may be better suited for certain genders, races than others?
yes, I do feel that way though. Um, Even though I feel like it's not needed, I would say now we have more common sense to know that, hey, okay, if you're protecting a 6'3" president, or 6'2", 6'3", if you're protecting that, you want to at least be taller and broader, bigger, some kind of way. I mean, like, you can't. I understand every job isn't meant for everybody, though. You know, there are certain jobs that it's just going to be specifically for a certain type of person, and that's okay, because there's plenty of jobs out here. There's plenty of career opportunities. Why must you choose the one that just obviously doesn't fit for you, isn't a fit for you? You know, and I think the biggest, like you said, the biggest group of people who benefit from the DEI, I would have to say would be the white lesbian woman or LGBT people.
Yes, yes,
That's
most
what I would have to
definitely.
say, because they're the only ones that's doing stuff that doesn't make any sense. That's not common sense. Like, we all know, like, both men and women. I'm gonna just say that too. Now, you're probably gonna have some DEI wants to be, you know, the dean of a girls' school or something too, and he feels like a woman, so he feels like he wants to be. But you just can't do that. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. But it's only for them. Everybody else, I think we kind of get it. Besides, like I said, it was meant for years ago, before other people got to this country. Now blackness is so vast that it's not it's so vast. It's like you can't really say it was it those laws are meant for the people that Dr. Martin Luther King marched for, and those same people who got sprayed by water hoses and chewed up by them dogs and stuff. It's not just them now. It's so many
Where's
different black people
Ashley?
out here in this country that you just it's hard to even gauge it. Look, they got black people that don't. You can't even tell them they're black. So it's just it's just like it's not it doesn't make any sense now at this point. I think you should just go off of your qualifications and could you realistically do the job.
I agree. I mean, 100%. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't want, and I know people are running with the joke, but there will be situations where I think you got jobs that where you're in control of people's lives. I don't want the person who got in just because, hey, we got to meet this quota. Now, if that person, helps you fill that quota and they were the best qualified, awesome, cool, whatever. I don't think it should
Mhm.
be a quota anyway,
Right.
um, but like I just whether it's flying a plane, whether shit, I don't care if it's driving a goddamn bus.
Mhm.
I want the
Right.
best qualified person for the job. My life is going to be in the hands
Right.
of someone
Right.
else. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely understand.
And I feel like as a country, we have so many different programs and opportunities that if you were poor or your community had a history of being disenfranchised, there's so many different programs and avenues that you can take that you'll get it and keep at it. You'll get the position you want. Like you buckle down and you say, "Hey, I'm going to be the best at this," and you're going to get it. I really believe that. I don't believe that there needs to be a quota or anything like that. If you're good at flying a plane, you're the best. You did everything from military training to every job you had had something to do with flight. You're a good hiree, good person. Everybody has nothing but great things to say about you. I don't see why they wouldn't hire you.
Yeah, yeah. I would
There's
agree.
enough planes to go for everybody,
I would agree, especially in this country.
and
That's
enough
the thing.
airlines out here, and
Um,
enough private people with planes. They just, I mean, so I don't see what's the big deal. Now, if you want the job, just go for it.
and that's the thing. Like I said, I think you got a lot of people who really don't want to put up the effort, put up the fight. And again, and I understand, sometimes people want to take the easiest route through things, but like I said, being on the end user side or the customer, consumer, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I just want to have the most, uh, be in the best situation I can be in. So yeah,
Hmm.
it is what it is. But I agree. So number one, first name is definitely good talking to you. Any other thoughts that you have um on this
No,
topic or anything
no,
else that we
that's
may have
it.
discussed recently? Okay. Um,
No, no, that's it.
okay. Well, definitely good talk to you. Hopefully you didn't get in any trouble from any of your statements. But definitely appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts with me. Very pleasant talking to you. Not as bad as I thought it was going to
No, no, I'm glad. And I've called before.
be.
I've called here before, but I've grown so much, Honcho, since the last I've called.
Yeah. Okay.
I've
Okay.
grown so much. Yeah, yeah. I'm Yaz. This is Yaz.
Well,
I used to have a lot of epic little battles.
yeah, see, so see, hold on, see, one. I knew it. I knew it because I said it the other day. I was like, it was just something about it because it was something you said a while back. I can't remember. Sometimes my memory bad. I be smoking that shit. But anyway,
Hmm.
but two, yes, we've spoken multiple times, and you don't even sound the same. You
Right,
don't
what
even
people say is true.
you don't even
Well,
sound the same. So
yeah,
one,
much more calm.
yes, yes. One is good to hear from you, so that's good to know that you're doing all right. Two, what are you attributing to the new calmer Yaz edition?
Oh, just a better life, you know, being in a being in a happy relationship, got a better job, got a little bit more money in my pocket, you know, put
Yeah,
on a little weight, kind of got a little bit more settled, confident, I guess you would say. Not so not so wired up, hyper.
good, good. One, I'm glad that all of these things are provided a better situation for you. Because yeah, and, the course you was going, that kind of stress, it kills people. I was concerned for you. I was really worried. We had some conversations that I might have some nightmares about a couple of times, and I was like, was this really said? Like, did we just have this conversation about this particular topic? And it was a real thing. But man, that's really good to hear. And one, I'm glad for you again. Congratulations. I'm glad that everything, or all of these things are working for you. And I hope that those things remain that way so that we can continue to enjoy the calmer version of Miss Yaz.
Alrighty. Okay, well, you have a good night.
You too. Thanks for calling.
Alrighty, no problem. Bye bye.
That's what that is wild. Like, because I had a feeling from something that was said a while back that yeah that it was because I think I might have said I don't know if I was in the Discord. I was like because it was racking my brain, right? I was just it was like one or two individuals, but one is great to hear. Like one, you know, I love hearing when I haven't heard from the dead folk in a while and know that good things are happening for you, for everybody except for Roger. So that's good. That's super good. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's always good to see. Um, Professor Trill's a terrible person. I don't think I got the challenge on there. All right. Shout out to 12. Good to see you. What happened with Dominicans? I don't even know. And shout out to Sarah Lou. Love you, Miss Sarah Lou. Appreciate the den donation. Oh, what's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Now, why couldn't God give me a sweet little voice like the previous caller? Why? Why, God?
That voice was not always so pleasant and so sweet. So one real quick, I want to shout out to Mr. Yaz. Keep doing what you're doing. Because obviously that is a big contributing factor. But yeah, how are you doing this evening, Miss Grace?
Great. Now, was she the one that was a chef or something that moved to Florida?
I do believe. I do believe. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it
I
was
think
it
so.
prior to COVID or during COVID, something like that?
Somewhere
Okay.
around that time. But yeah, I know my million
Okay.
times we'd be somewhere in the general vicinity.
Yeah, I'm glad she's doing well. I'm glad she's doing well. Well, I just had to call in to give my little 2 cents about DEI hires.
Okay.
And like the previous caller, I agree with some of that. A long time ago it was necessary because when I was coming up, there weren't black people on TV. There weren't black people in hardly any positions, besides the very bottom. You mean so we were needed as role models. You mean so that the younger people could see somebody that looks like them and then they could better believe that they could do it too, or somebody that can relate to them and they could relate to them as well. But this day and age, it's not as necessary. And then they have to be careful with DEI hires. They have to determine, do they want someone that has more skills? Because you better make sure the person is absolutely qualified. If more skills for that particular job is required, or higher order thinking skills, or higher skills. Or people that are more efficient, efficiency skills where people are good at multitasking. And those are jobs for like people that work at McDonald's and things like that because they have to listen with that little headset on and take an order and, collecting the money while somebody's still talking. Yeah, all of that. So they have to figure out who's good for any particular one of those skills, whether it be more, higher, more efficiency, because they want to bring in business, and they want that volume, so they have to get it right. It's not fair for them just to put someone in there because of their gender or their race or whatever. So that they can finish their set, just to make it look good, and the person really can't make the job or the boss look better. They make the job look good because it looks like they got one Chinese and they got some black in there and they got some LBGT. I just say gays. I hate saying all those letters. But get people that can do the job. And I hear people lots of times saying, I got a black doctor, I got a black doctor. I don't care what color the doctor is. It's nice to have a black doctor, because they might be able to understand what I go through, as a black woman, because they said they don't understand our pain, other doctors as well. Some of them, they should all understand that we're more prone to get fibroid tumors and certain things, that they should understand whether they be black or white. However, I want the doctor that's going to take care of me the best. And what I have put down in the chat is that people don't even give a damn about DEI when their life is on the line. When they get ready to go to jail, they get all the white lawyers.
Man, that's the thing. That's the thing. When it comes down to it, and that's an excellent point. They're gonna go who they think they can get the best for their money. And it's probably some guy who is feel able to
Yeah,
really sideline people. But yeah,
that's right. You know, you want the firefighters and even like Professor Trill, you know, driving the truck. You want someone that's skilled. You mean behind the wheel. You know,
Russell
not
Trill's
just
definitely a
skilled.
DEI.
Yeah, well, you know, and Trill also, like he said, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't. He's good behind the wheel. You know, I don't know if being behind the wheel was good for him in the long run because I hear about that job that can be dangerous to the health. You
We're gonna
know,
get him out the
so
truck soon. We're gonna get him. We'll figure out. We're gonna find a good location for him. We gotta get out the truck eventually.
well, he said he changed something because I was thinking in terms of if he was either going to drive more locally so that he's not on the road as much, or if he was going to maybe, because I remember when he bought that truck, because he was so proud, it was so beautiful and things, it looked like a big giant jewel. You mean if he was going to lease out the truck and make money by letting somebody else, you mean, do the drives or whatever? I didn't know, you know, but I knew that he was going to have to make some type of some change in his job, you know. But we're not here to talk about Trill anyway. Hey, Trill.
You ain't about to worry about no damn Trill. We can always talk about Trill. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, and like I say, I agree. It's just it's. But what do you think? What do you think is the reason for this big drive behind DI? Is it a money thing? Do you think companies feel like if customers see employees who look like them, it makes them more relatable? Like, what do you think is the real reason that this is getting pushed so tough in this country now?
The real reason is everything else I've seen. For one thing, it's trendy. It's what's in style. It's what's cool. It's what's hip. And the other thing is funding. And then they don't want to get lawsuits if they don't. You know what I mean? But in the school department, you mean if they did what was trending, you mean they got extra funding. You know what I mean? If they said anything we wrote up, if we put inclusion, diversity, you mean any of those words in there and did any of those things and was trained for it? You mean the schools got more funding? You know, what happened was that everybody does too much of it. You know, and it was like back in the day when they were doing everything for because there weren't that many girls in college and this, that, and another. And I'm like, okay, now we pushed for the girls for so long, and now there's more girls that are in college and more girls graduating from this, that, and another. We need to focus. Years back, Hunter, I said, we need to start focusing on our boys because just because we're focused on the girls, you can't ignore the boys, but that's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? So I really frowned upon any program or anybody that tried to do something when we already had enough of it because it was popular. It was the thing to do. And it was the easiest way for them to get funding for any little program that they wrote up or either funding for the schools. It was easy. You mean, you know, I wasn't in it for the money, you know, because I grew up poor, so it was money to me. But that's why trending and funding and money. Those are
Yeah,
the two main reasons.
yeah. I think the priorities are conflicted. Yeah, it's a wild deal. Do you think
Yeah.
that, when the recent events that people are going to look at DI hiring differently, or do you think that things will continue on the way that they have been?
Some will look at it differently, and then some won't. You know, like I live here, I told you, in loony liberal Massachusetts, in New England. You know, no matter what. That's why I feel really good when I hear some of you on here talk about, oh yeah, people are changing, black people are changing. You know, they're really waking up because I said, geez, that's good to hear because here, absolutely not.
Hmm, really?
You know what I mean? If one of somebody's grandchild was gunned down because of Democratic policies, or they'll still, hey, how about if Trump would bring your grandson back? Nope, I'd still hate him. That's how bad it is, Honcho. You
Yeah,
know where
I
I
hear you.
live. Yeah, it's
Okay.
but they don't care. They really don't. You mean their sons? You know, I know people, plenty of them. Their sons and people that have died off of what, fentanyl.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't care. You mean we still hate Trump, and so we don't care that Biden's in there and the borders are open and they're bringing it in. We don't care. They don't care. You mean they're really, really brainwashed. You know, it's the weirdest thing ever. You know, and my daughter keeps saying, "Wow," she said,
the media really did a great job in brainwashing these people. But when I was coming up, we learned about Operation Mockingbird, and it's in full effect. It's in full effect. Yeah, I'm the type of person, Hancho, I couldn't even be hypnotized. I swear. Other people, they go in, they get hypnotized, they start barking like dogs, they start hopping on one foot. I can't be hypnotized. My mind doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these people, yep, we go to a show, everybody's hypnotized. I'm like, are they really hypnotized, or do they just buy into it? This is where I live. All of my,
I
it's
think I got a little
tough.
bit of both. Yeah. I think you got some people who just like who are just so in desperate need of socialization that they just don't want to go against the herd and be looked at a certain way. It's hard for me to want to believe that there's so many people who are of this mindset. And when I did encounter some, in reality, it was baffling because, we talk about, oh, this loony person, but there are people like that in day to day life. I didn't think it was a thing. I thought it was just an internet thing. There are some full blown indoctrinated
Retards.
people. Yeah. Yeah,
Sarah
basically.
always wants me to say that we're retards. Really, Hancho, it's disheartening. And it's disheartening for me because every single one of my friends is of that mindset. My family members. I mean, I put some stuff in the chat in the Discord the other day. My loony cousin.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, bunch of nuts. But this is the way they are, and that's why I value you and the den because it's my way for getting out there and socializing and listening to other perspectives and listening to people that can think for themselves and come up with these ideas. Because me just sitting here, no, it's not happening. They're a bunch of nuts. I'm the only one. Even my family, they're
that's
the
crazy.
same way.
That's what I think I might be. Well, I think I might be on my side. I don't talk to my family enough to get their political views, and most of them won't share them because of their religious views. But yeah, I know that a few of my family members just thought I was a little off because I was not a fan of Sleepy Joe, and I mean, to me, it's
Right.
crazy.
Yet my family feels the same way about me. I know they talk about me behind my back, and if I show up at the reunion or something or I run into them, they look like, okay, she's not like us, but we're not going to say anything because she might go off.
Well,
And
Sarah,
that cousin that I put in the Discord, that's the one that someone a few years ago they screenshot that she put on Facebook. If any of my family members are Trump supporters, I disown them.
yeah,
Somebody screenshot it. They sent it to me. So that little Chihuahua that I nanny,
yeah,
I took Lucky, to the Buttonwood Park, walked by the pond, and there was my cousin. And she looks at me and goes, "Oh, hey, cousin Calf."
mm,
I said, your family, cousin Calf. I said, after you said that, that you would disown me because I'm a Trump supporter, and blah
mm.
blah blah. Oh, I don't remember. They screenshot it and they sent it to me. You're such a how retarded is that? That you would sit there and disown me when there was a family pedophile. And he doesn't live here. But a family pedophile that was gonna, never touch me, but his own stepdaughter. My aunt's still married to him. I said, are you kidding me? I don't even address him. I don't give him a hug or nothing like that. But you all accept him, but don't want to accept me because I'm a Trump supporter. How fucking retarded is that? She was so scared, and then I said, come on, Lucky. And me and Lucky went and took our walk.
Oh, that's
Because
super
I'll
funny.
say something. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, I'm just saying it's super funny because you have the receipts, but people act like, oh, it never happened, but you have the documentation.
Yes, yes. But that's what it is for me. But I value you. I appreciate you. I love you. You're my heart. You're me. And I'm going to get off of here and let somebody else go. And that damn Broderick, as irritated as I get with these loony liberals here in New England, Broderick will sit there and have some people that are just as bad on his page, but he's a lot nicer
Mm-hmm.
because he has that preacher mentality thing going on. That he can be nice, and I tried all of that. I'd rather not deal with it. I'll say fuck you and keep it moving. I won't
Brother
even
just
deal with
gets a
you.
kick out of seeing people getting under people's skin, and he know what he be doing, be getting under their skin. So I think brother just likes irritating people. So I think it fuels his fire, so that he can go preach on Sundays. Because
Well, I don't like to be irritated, so I just leave them alone. I don't like
yeah,
to be irritated. You know what I mean? I'm here for peace.
yeah, yeah.
You know, I am here for peace, and that's it. But okay, I'm gonna get off of here. Hey, Sarah, 12, Benno, who else is in here? Look, man, I'm scrolling through. Yeah, and I'm gonna get ready and try to go to sleep because tomorrow's gonna be 90 degrees, and you know how we are around here. When it hits above 85, we are cuckoo for Cocoa Pops.
I need to see
Yeah.
if it's gonna be 90 up there. I need to see what it's gonna be down there. Damn it, that might be
Oof,
bad. That's my problem.
that's
I never
gonna be
check the
real.
weather.
No, we can't handle it here. We New Englanders cannot. We're in the upper 70s, lower 80s, and that's our temperature. When it hits 85 or higher, we lose our ever loving minds. Everybody is at the beach and going to Horse Neck, and like I said, where I live, I can in less than 7 minutes I can be at one of 5 beaches. You mean, and we're down at the beach, so I'm gonna get up in the morning, jump in the shower. You know, I have my little bag ready and everything, and I'll go to the beach for a couple of hours because we only
Well,
have 3 months to do it.
well, it's nice though that you're in a convenient location that even when it's a little warmer that you can go spend some time on the beach. So
Right. And we need to because we only have, it's not like California. When I've gone to California, they don't use their beaches, the people that I know, the way we do it here. We really use, but see, they have all those months to enjoy it. We don't have that many months. We have like 3 months or so to enjoy the beach, and that's it. And then it starts getting cool and stuff like that. Just like the good thing about New England, we don't have big bugs
hmm.
because we don't have as many hot days for them to grow and multiply.
And the bugs right now. I've been in a war for the last 2 or 3 days with some ants.
Oh no.
And I mean it's been crazy. I've applied. I probably made myself sick all the different shit I've applied. But yeah, they've been going crazy, and a bunch of fucking banana spiders. I've been
What?
killing them off. I get them and I kill them off, and a couple of days later, a new one will pop up. But yeah, they're right
What's a
on this big.
banana spider?
Well, I call them banana spiders. They might be called something else elsewhere, but they're like the big kind of like yellow and black spiders.
Oh
They're
hell
real.
no.
Yeah. Now,
I
I've
would
never
die.
had a real issue with them, but I just yeah, just a little too close for comfort. You know what I mean? So
Mm-mm. The
I had
number
to
one
miss them.
thing that I hate are spiders. The other morning I got up, I like to open up the door and peek out and greet the day, and it had rained like the night before, and the morning of, there was a big giant beetle, and it looked like a Volkswagen. And it had those two little pinches in the front, and he was on the rug on the back patio. I slammed the door. My heart, honcho, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
I let the cat out and I came in. And then by the time I grabbed, I said, okay, I'm going to get the key for the hose because I'm going to power wash his ass.
yeah,
But by the time I went out there, he was gone.
yeah.
So I was out there peeking all around, peeking all around. I never found him again. Yeah, because I lose. Yeah, I'm petrified of bugs, especially a spider. A big bad Miss Grace. You ever want to beat me up? Anybody? Throw a spider on me. You win.
Yeah, I don't fool around with them too much. Like I said, I'm not trying to get not I'm not gonna say I got arachnophobia or anything. I just don't want to deal with the consequences of being around the wrong spider for too long. I don't know what's poisonous, what's not. I don't want to find out.
I don't blame you. Me neither. Me neither. But I'm gonna get off of here. Bowen night, everybody. Bowen night, my honcho.
Good night, Miss Grace.
And wait a minute. Wait a minute. And Trump did that like a boss. That was a man. How the freak you sit there and get shot? You know what I mean? And they and wait, and they try to get you up, and you say, "Wait a minute, get my shoe. Where's my sneaker? Get me no, let me get my shoe." Because he
Yeah.
wanted to be cool. Then they lift him. He got up a little bit, and they try to shield him, and he popped his head up and put that fist up. And at first, I thought he was saying "fuck, fuck," but he was
Yeah.
saying "fight." I said, "Oh shoot," he's saying "fuck, fuck."
Yeah.
But he was saying "fight, fight." And
Yeah.
then when they went to go put him in the car, his head popped up again, the little fist came up again. I said, now, that, if you didn't like him then and you don't like him now, then you're just a weak ass, jealous person.
Yeah, you just
Because
gotta be.
that was sharp as hell, Honcho, was it not?
Yeah, I gotta give it to him. Like I said, to be in a situation like that, and just the awareness and just I mean, he seized the moment, and I can't fault him. Like I
Wow.
said again, if you were borderline, or I mean, that had to stir you some kind of way. If you were in the middle riding the fence, it had to definitely. If you were in
Wow,
there, you
that was
feel some kind of way.
amazing. He was ordained. I believe so. God keeps watching that man. You know what I mean? And these people that claim to be so religious and things like that, they better start watching and saying and asking themselves, why is this man constantly being protected by, it seems like, a higher power?
Mm.
Pay attention, people. You know, I believe that in my heart.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, it's something going on. I mean, it's case after case, accusation after accusation. I mean, just there's been a lot of nonsense. They're throwing shit at the wall, hoping something sticks,
mhm.
and it just seems like it makes his brand stronger. It seems like it makes the following stronger. It makes like his supporters stronger. Everything that they try to do that he overcomes. So it's going to be very
Right.
interesting to see what happens. I mean, I think he's
And you
won.
know,
I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
well, it's making his supporters stronger, and then some more are coming over. From what I hear, but not around here, every time he succeeds, they get more and more angry. Their eyeballs go round and round. I know when they lay in bed at night, they're twiddling their thumbs, staring at the ceiling. Their breathing becomes laborious. I mean, all of that is weird.
Yeah, yeah,
Yet they like snap, and it's like there's like cross wires in their brains. You can see it in their eyes. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a short circuit. Something's going on. You know, they're like robots or something. It's the weirdest thing. And you
yeah.
can kind of predict and watch it happen. Say, okay, they can't even say his name. They can't spell it. You know what I mean? It's like saying Trump or talking about Trump is like holding a cross to a vampire. Around here, I swear, Hancho, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I see people who. I mean, it's odd. It's like why, even if you don't like somebody, to see the way people respond, the way that it's something deeper than that. It's a crazy thing. It's
It's evil. And remember in the beginning, even when Joe Biden, I couldn't wish badness on Obama, Biden, and I don't like them. You mean, but when Biden at first he didn't want to run for president again. They pushed him, and I'm like, leave that man alone. You can see he's sinking into dementia. You can see it. You know, we saw that years back. And I said he already had a wife and a child that was killed in a car accident. You mean then he had another son that died of brain cancer. You may let that man just sit home. How much money and fame does he need? Sit home and enjoy your family. That's the most important thing in life. You may leave him alone. I said, and so, and right from the beginning, I said, his wife, Jill, she's an ain't shit bitch.
no man.
Because even though men protect us, as women, if your man starts going down, then it's our job to step into that role and make sure he is protected as well. She's not protecting her husband. She's putting him out there and he's looking crazy. You mean that's not a good woman. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. That's not a good woman. She's supposed to be protecting him, unless of course he just wants to get out there, but at first he did not want to do it. So she's an ain't shit bitch. That's what I say.
I agree though.
You
Definitely,
know?
definitely. In a situation like that, if like say your significant other is not being presented in their best light, then yeah, like you said, it's your role to step in and correct the situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, see, you got me talking longer than what I'm supposed to ask all these questions. I'm really going to get off here. You all, everybody, bon night, everyone. You have a beautiful evening.
No, you too, Miss Grace. Thank you for calling.
Okay, thank you for taking my call. Bye-bye.
Shout out to the lovely Miss K Grace. Um, I think this is where we're gonna get ready to wrap it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I want to make sure I give y'all good quality content. I don't want to fall asleep on you like the old Kush did. But here's the deal. Depending on what is this? This is Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. we may go do some day action and see about a To Be Tuesday. We'll see what's happening. I'm not gonna guarantee that, but I'll drop it in the Discord. I'll drop it in the check the community tab. I try to post on whether if it's going to be live or lives are going to be canceled. Check the Den Show page, community tab. Usually the topic is going to be put up there if you don't see it on Instagram, if you don't see it on Twitter. Um, make sure all the necessary links that you need to follow are in the description. I'll try to get this notification. I know a lot of people don't get the notification. A lot of people don't get shit on the gram or none of that shit. So it is what it is. But if we get ready to lay it down, I thank each and every one of you, especially lovely Miss Kate Grace, for topping off the evening with a wonderful call. Shout out to First Name. Uh, First Name Change is what we're going to call you. You can change the first name. But again, good conversations. And again, I thank each and every one of you this evening. Um, yeah, as always, it is my honor. It is my privilege. More than anything, it is truly my pleasure. If not daytime, tomorrow, 9 o'clock. This guy's going a little bit late. They have to take gotta get some things over. Shout out, oh, real quick. I missed this one earlier.
That
Shout
shirt
out
looks
to
like the
Make It
wrapper
Make
of a tofu
Sense.
cold
Says the
cut
shirt
sandwich
looks
at a
like the
high-end
wrapper
vegan
of a
deli.
tofu cold cut sandwich at a high end vegan deli. Go to hell, nigga. With that being said, salute to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and I hope to see y'all tomorrow night. Plenty of time. I need to catch some of this RNC stuff. I'm trying to catch the highlights, see what I miss. I saw Miss Ray exposed the Maxi Pad here in the Discord, so I'm gonna look further into that. But again, good night. Adios. Out.